What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In my video 2 days ago, I talked about the Citi Trifecta or Citi Quadfecta and whether it's worth an annual fee cost of $590. And there was this kind of add-on card called the Citi Rewards Plus card. And I wasn't too familiar with it, so I honestly didn't know how good it was. But I did have a subscriber comment that if you hold the Citi Rewards Plus card, you get the 10% point rebate on transfers as well. I wouldn't have assumed that. I wouldn't have assumed that if you were transferring your points out to JetBlue or Virgin Atlantic, that you still would get a 10% redemption equivalent while transferring. I just assumed that the redemption would only work in their portal or for a gift card or for a statement credit. So the fact that you still get this 10% boost when transferring to transfer partners is actually really incredible. In order to have this benefit with the Rewards Plus card, you do need to link your cards to either the Citi Premier or the Prestige. If you don't hold the Premier or the Prestige, then you can't transfer these points to third-party transfer partners like Avianca or Virgin Atlantic. So let's take a second look at this card because it is truly one of the strangest credit cards I've ever seen. I like to think about this, that this was somebody's job to think of this strange credit card, and they had to go to a meeting and pitch it to their boss liked it, and then they had to send it to, the analysts and the accountants to say, hey, do we still make money on this product? And I didn't do the math in the last video, I didn't want to take the time. And it has this bizarre round up to the nearest 10 points feature on every purchase. Is that good? What kind of value do you get from this benefit to the Rewards Plus card? So quick recap of the card, it earns you 2x Citi thank you points on supermarket and gas station purchases up to a combined $6,000 a year. You then earn 1 point for everything else and 1 point after that 6,000 cap on those two categories. It gives you that 10% points back on your first 100,000 thank you points if you value the points at 1 cent per point. This can save you up to $100 a year, which isn't bad. So the things you have to know about this card is it has no annual fee. So it's a keeper card, it's a downgrade card. There's no harm in having it long term. Unfortunately, it does have a 3% foreign transaction fee, so it's actually not a good travel credit card. Additionally, there's no travel protections. When you redeem your points for a statement credit, you would get basically half a cent per point. If you were to buy gift cards or book in their portal, you can get 1 cent per point. When earning the bonus on this card, it does trigger Citi's 24-month clock. If you don't know what this is, whenever you apply for either the Premier, the Prestige, or the Rewards Plus, if you get the bonus on any of those cards, you're no longer eligible for another Citi reward or Citi bonus on any of those other products. That is something you need to consider if you're going to apply for this product and you don't already have the Prestige or the Premier and you were thinking about getting them. And as I stated before, you have to have the Prestige or Premier in order to transfer the points you earn on this card, as well as the Citi Double Cash, in order to transfer them to other third-party transfer partners other than JetBlue. You also have to go on the website or call them to link your cards in order for, if you were to transfer using the Prestige, you would need to have this card linked to it in order to get that 10% back on your points. So let's do the math on these bizarre features to the card. Round up to the nearest 10 points on 2x on supermarkets and gas station, 1x on everything else. For all of my videos, I try and use this same fake budget, for category spends, $20,000 a year. But for this card, we only care about groceries and gas. And I estimate that I spend about $300 a month on groceries, $3,600 for the year, $30 a week on gas, that's about $1,560. So if we just focus on these two categories, let's pretend that you were to go to the gas station and go to the grocery store once a week and use your Rewards Plus card and round up. So if you divide $3,600 by 52 per trip to the grocery store every week, you're spending $69. Multiply that by 2, 138 points. Round up to the nearest 10, you're getting 140 points. Unfortunately, with the gas, when I did that calculation, I factored it as 10, but we're gonna do more than one example. So let's say you're spending $30, 60 points earned. 60 points doesn't round up to anything, it's an even 10. So for my fake budget, you would earn an additional 104 points. This is using your Citi Rewards Plus card, 104 times in the year. Once at the grocery store, once at the gas station. On my fake budget, I would only net gain an additional $1.04 from using this card over, for example, the Citi Double Cash, which is just 2x on everything. So this was a kind of a worst case scenario where we didn't get a good roundup feature. So obviously, the best you can do is round up by 9 points. So let's go ahead and change the numbers and say every time we go to the grocery store, we spend $70.50. Multiply that by 2, 141 points. We're then going to round that up 9 points to get to 150. Same with gas stations, $30.50, 61 points, round up to 70. So we've maxed it out. We've done this 104 times in a year, getting the maximum roundup we can. This would only equate to an extra 936 points on 104 transactions. If you value it at 1 cent per point, you're only net gaining about $9.36 a year. So I think for people who don't do the math and figure out what is the maximum benefit that I get from using the Cash Rewards Plus over the Citi Double Cash, I don't think they do the math and figure it out that it's only about $9.36. There actually is one other scenario where using the Citi Rewards Plus card makes sense over the Citi Double Cash, because the Citi Double Cash also earns Citi Thank You points now. So let's just go ahead and explain the math when that might potentially work. Let's pretend you spend $20 in a 1x category. You would get 20 points. Going all the way down to $11, it rounds up to 20. Now, the Double Cash is consistently giving you a 2x multiplier. But if you were to spend $11, that'd be 11 points, rounded up to 20. That's only at best a 1x multiplier on spend in a 1x category for the Rewards Plus. You're never going to outpace the benefit of the Double Cash card as far as a multiplier goes on purchases over $10. Where this card comparison gets interesting is when you go less than $10. So 10 times 1 is 10. The Double Cash outpaces it. 9 times 1 is 9, rounds up to 10 as always. But when you get to $5, $5 times 1 is 5 points, round up to 10, you now have a 2x multiplier, which is the same as the Double Cash. So if you spend less than $5, your multiplier goes up. So if you were to only spend $1 at 1x, you would get 1 point, but you would round that up to 10. So that's actually a 10x multiplier, 4 times better than the Double Cash on very small purchases. But what is that really worth to you? Let's say that you wanted to game the system and max out this ability. Now, you're not doing anything nefarious. Let's say that you just go to a store and buy a $1 candy bar every single day. Let's say that every single day you want to get the best benefit you can from your Rewards Plus. You were going to buy a candy bar anyways. So you go to the store, you buy a $1 candy bar. You only get 1 point, but it rounds up to 10 points. If you were to have used your Double Cash card on that $1 candy bar purchase, you would have gotten 2 points. So the net difference is 8 points. Let's say you did this every single day, 365 times the difference of 8 points, 2,920 points. If you value that at 1 cent per point, you would have net made about $29.20. But think about all the time and effort you put in, managing which card you had. You have to carry both in your wallet at all times. The maximum benefit I could see someone getting from this is still less than $30 in a year. Obviously, if you go lower than $1, your multiplier, goes up exponentially. People have thought, well, what if I only charge 1 cent to my card on a partial payment? You could get potentially a 1,000x multiplier. For anyone who tries to do this, Citi is definitely going to shut you down. They do have language in their terms of service that, fraud and abuse, if they catch you doing something that basically breaks the spirit of the card, they will just shut down your account. So there's no way to really gain this to manufactured spend or, somehow make hundreds of dollars in a year by abusing this card. It's just not possible. Final thoughts on this weird card is that you could, if you wanted to, make a very simple Citi Trifecta setup where you didn't want to spend the high annual fee for the Prestige, and you just got the Citi Premier for 3x on travel and gas, and then the 25% portal boost. You need either the Premier or the Prestige in order to transfer out points. You then use the Reward Plus for groceries, and then anything under $5 in a 1x category. Plus, you get the 10% savings on points once you link your rewards to the Premier. You then just use the double cash for everything else to basically earn 2x points. For an annual fee cost of $95, this isn't a bad setup if there is a specific transfer partner that Citi has that you really want and you want to transfer points to them. The downside, of course, is that the Citi Premier doesn't have any good travel protections, so it's use at your own risk. For comparison, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is also $95 a year. It also gives a portal boost, except it does have really good travel protections. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. If you know of any other strange credit cards that potentially no one has really thought about too hard, and I like thinking about this stuff. So leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I read and respond to every comment on my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I talk a lot about credit cards these days. And until the next video, take care.